You guys, you crazy, crazy Trumpkins, thank you for the most engagement I have had on a video in years. It's truly off the charts. Here's what I think happened. I think that I made this video and YouTube, scanned it or whatever. How would they know what I was even talking about? I guess there was the word debate in the title, but I think they showed it to the segment of their users that the algorithm has identified as Trumpkin hate watchers. Like they're Trumpkins and they want to hate things. So I'm like going about my business on that Saturday after I made the video, and then all of a sudden my phone just starts blowing up. And I checked, and I got a lot of comments. I got a ton of comments. But then it wasn't until I got back to my desk and really got into the YouTube analytics that I realized most of the comments were under held for review. This is where YouTube likes to put hate speech and death threats. All of this just tickles me pink. I think that here I am. I wouldn't say I'm a struggling channel because I'm not trying to do anything. But I got 4,000 subs. This is, in the grand scheme of things, I don't exist. And YouTube just serves me right up to the people that hate me most. Let's check the analytics, shall we? Okay, I've gained 40 subs. Oh, wait. That's from like a month ago. I get it. So since the video came out, I've gained 3 subs, which is a lot less than I usually would have in that. I don't know if it's a lot less, but obviously I lost a bunch of subs, which really just, I'm confused by that. Like, how long have you been subbed to me and you still don't know this is how I feel? Obviously, I know that the people that were leaving the hateful comments, those are not the ones that are going to subscribe to me, and that's fine. They're not even going to watch this video because I don't think YouTube will serve it to them. But there were a couple. I have pretty thick skin, and I genuinely do enjoy a little bit of parrying on these matters. But I work hard to protect my mental health from engaging with certain types of people, you know what I mean? But I recognized the opportunity, right? Okay, YouTube is showing me to people that don't normally see me, I have to perform well. Plus, I knew that every time I made a comment about their tiny hands or the bronzer on their lips, they would feel compelled to come back and comment more, thereby increasing my reach further. But there were a couple of things that actually did ping my ego, so even though I know they're not watching, I'm gonna respond to just a few things. It seemed really strange. None of them seem to have actually watched the video. And I went and I checked the analytics, and most people watched the video most of the way through. But yeah, people kept coming to me and being like, Biden's demented. You've libtard. Libtard was the word. Libtard. Liz, so many people use the word libtard. Biden's demented. Yeah, he is. That was the point of the video. I can't believe you supported him for 4 years and you're just now realizing, no, I literally put a clip from a video I made 4 years ago in the video saying the same thing. So that was one thing, just the lack of comprehension. But the other thing is the people that did seem to want to engage a little bit deeper, they all said, you don't know anything about politics. And I thought that was pretty rich. I started working for a newspaper when I was 19 years old. How many city council meetings have you covered? How many county commission meetings? How many board of adjustment meetings? Do you know Robert's Rules of Order? How many days have you spent in court? How many days have you spent covering court cases? Have you ever worked on a congressional campaign? What about a mayoral campaign? How many heads of states have you met? How many heads of state have you met? I don't like to brag. How many presidents have you shaken hands with? Actually, I don't know how many presidents. I think 2. I can't remember if I shook Bill Clinton's hand because I was worried about getting a disease. The real question is how many. This seriously is how we determine this. How many primary and special runoff elections have you voted in? Presidential elections don't count. In fact, I think, and I can't quote this off the top of my head, but I think demographic data pretty strongly suggest that Trump voters of the particular flavor that you guys seem to be, you guys weren't involved in politics before your orange hero came along. I'm not going to be arguing politics with a bunch of first-time voters. Seriously, you want to tell me, honestly, look me in the eye and tell me that before your reality TV star president came along on election day, tell me you weren't sitting in your shack watching Mama's Family and straight piping your shit into the creek. Oh, Gribbly, that's an ad hominem attack. Yes. Yes, it is. You think I'm going to waste my time arguing substance with people like you? If you could understand the substance of the issues, this wouldn't be a problem. I have a child to raise in a country that is hostile to our values. I'm not going to spend my time on you. I know what I believe, and I won't be swayed from those beliefs. And frankly, because of that, I have already lost people I cared about much more than I care about you. But I have recently realized that I'm a downer. No one wants to talk to me about this stuff. Everyone has already reached, everyone with any intelligence has already reached the conclusion that we're screwed. And I'm including Trumpkins with that. Like, they think we're screwed too. That's why they want a second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it. We got to talk about the death threats. You shouldn't be threatening my life. That is not the Boy Scout way. Because I'm assuming we're all Boy Scouts here. We're doing our best to God and country, and those are our stated goals, right? But yeah, I'm realizing that these conversations are not healthy. They're not healthy here. They're not healthy between individuals, and I think you got to stay informed, and you got to do your shit. You got to go vote. You got to prepare to swim to Canada, and honestly, pool floaties are what I'm stocking up on, and I'm gonna need a lot of floaties. But let's move on, shall we? This is the Gribbly's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour. That time each week when I sit in the air conditioning and refrain from smoking my pipe. And here's why. Oh, by the way, we didn't get any Ask Gribbs questions, which again tells me, most of the people that were leaving comments, I didn't recognize their usernames. I think that my video was probably not shown to my usual folks because it was shown to these other people. I really hope that doesn't continue. I want you to be able to see my videos if you want to. What was I saying? Right, Ask Gribbs. Yeah, I didn't get any Ask Gribbs questions, so it's on me to monologue and not be a downer. So yeah, normally this is when you leave in the comments below #Ask Gribbs questions, and I will answer any question. Everything is on the table at this point. I kind of think that the horse is out of the bag. Every now and then I wish I could smoke in my office, and and last night I went to a bachelor party. I have now aged out of the first marriage. That age where you're going to weddings all the time because all of your friends are getting married. I'm now in the second marriage age where you start going to weddings because all of your friends are getting remarried. But we went to a cigar shop, and I have not been to a cigar shop in probably like to really hang out. I probably haven't been in 10 years, and in walking in, I was like, oh, this is why I don't smoke in my office. It's not an unpleasant smell, but it's one that you want to be able to get away from. You don't want to live in a cigar shop, so that's why I don't smoke my pipe in my office. But we went to, and I'm not going to, no details here, but not the cigar shop that I used to frequent, where I learned through osmosis. I'm not a cigar guy. I learned through osmosis a lot about cigars. So this was a different one. It was a more tourist-forward cigar shop, and is not a very good cigar shop. I was playing it cool. I was with a group of guys. Everyone was drunk, and no one knew anything about cigars, and so I was also playing this part. I was not drunk. At that point, I had not had a drop to drink, and but I felt a little responsible being the tobacco guy, and I kept saying, guys, haven't had a lot to eat, you've had a lot to drink, maybe don't go get a Maduro Robusto Connecticut shade and battery acid wrapper cigar from anyway. But we all go in, and then the old guy behind the counter is trying to sell everyone the expensive cigars, which, by the way, topped out at $12. Very much a shop for people that have never smoked a cigar before, and they come in and they think a $12 cigar is very expensive. And for self-employed artists like me, it is. I got a $5 cigar because I don't like cigars. I didn't want to spend the money on it. And it was, I hate admitting it, a $5 rum-flavored cigar. It wasn't terrible. Honestly, it was pretty good, actually. I used to like the Omar Ortez cigars with the little, it wasn't like a wrapper, it was like an end cap, and there were three. There was like a white one, a cream one, and a darker colored one, and I think it was the cream one that I liked. There was like some spice. It definitely tasted like a cigar, but but it was a little bit different. I mean, I don't know if I know I don't like Nicaraguan cigars, for sure. Don't like that at all. Yeah, and the pipe tobacco they had at this place was like, it's the five glass jugs full of burley Cavendish aromatics flavored with different things. But it was fun. It was a mixed experience because I realized how much I don't like hanging out in cigar shops with like 7 or 8 dudes all smoking cigars, and you get you just get soaked in it, and then you got to come home and take a shower. But I also realized how much I miss hanging out in cigar shops. There's a certain camaraderie that emerges when dudes are their purpose is to sit. Their purpose is to sit down and chill, and I appreciate that. I think that's a worthy thing. I don't know that it's worth the being able to wring cigar smoke out of your clothes later, but every now and then I could go for that again. The other piece of news is I made a guitar purchase that I think isn't going to stick. I bought my main guitar is a Squier Classic Vibe Telecaster. And I needed a backup guitar because I'm going to be traveling a little bit and I don't want to take... Classic Vibe Telecaster is not an expensive guitar, easily replaceable, but I've had this one for 15 years, and I would be very upset if something happened to that guitar. So I bought a Squier Affinity Telecaster, and overall my impressions are positive, but there's some deal killers. Number one is the 11th fret is too tall, and I don't know, this isn't a guitar channel, but I have a fret leveling kit. I could deal with it. It's also a little heavy. But on the off chance that someone who knows what they're talking about and is looking at buying one of these guitars is watching this channel, the real deal killer is the bridge. You see the bridge? Okay, so this is not a vintage compatible bridge, and some of them on the Affinities are. I think it depends on the country of origin. This bridge cannot be converted to the old school 3-barrel bridge, and so I think I'm going to have to send this one back because there are Affinities that can. I'm going to have to roll the dice. But, the nut is cut well, the tuners hold. It doesn't sound terrible. It sounds good. It sounds like a Telecaster, but even with the action still too high, it's fretting out, and the action was high, so I had to raise the pickups up just to get enough signal to sound halfway decent. They're the ceramic pickups. It's fine. It's a $250 guitar. I got a drawer full of guitar pickups over here. I could replace them, but I think with the other issues, it's probably going to go back. So it's too bad. I wanted a guitar to be disposable, but this one's a little too disposable. Just like the rest of us. So that's all the time we have today. Leave me some comments down below, and we'll get back to the regular business of the channel. We got to stay on our core message. I don't know what that is. But whatever it is, I'll be bringing it back to you soon. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.